Hello, everyone, and I think we are now live. I'm just checking on the phone. Are we live? I mean, there's a slight delay, but it is saying, Charlie, that we are live. I'm joined by Oh yeah, we are definitely. Yeah, we are live. So I've just checked, guys. I'm joined by George and Charlie here. We're doing a live reaction to the MCL 35. Charlie, are you excited for the McLaren car launch this year?
I am, Jack. Wow, what a start to the season this is going to be. The first launch for Formula One, McLaren launching the MCL 35M. It is called an M because McLaren are moving to Mercedes engines. The last time McLaren ran with Mercedes engines was back in 2014 when they parted ways and moved to Honda. But yes, McLaren launching a brand new car, and Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo will be partnering each other for that launch. So it's going to be very interesting.
George, are you excited for the first car launch of 2020 as well? 2021 as well.
I mean, if it's a first car launch, then of course I would be excited. Yeah.
Season starts on the 28th of March. Charlie, we've got testing in just under a month's time. It's quite late as car launches are concerned, isn't it?
It is a late one this year. It is going to be a late one because of the pandemic. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see F1 out. Usually it's mid-March that we get the season underway. But obviously, because of the Australian Grand Prix being postponed, it has meant that we've got this massive gap. But the thing is, though, we are expecting the car launches to still happen as planned. Pre-season testing will still go ahead, but later on than originally planned in March. But yeah, you know what? Despite the pandemic, I still actually think we could have a very interesting season on our hands, especially with the car launches. I think there's going to be some fantastic new liveries this year. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of potential developmental changes going forward into the start of the season as well.
So let's see what's coming up. We have plenty actually coming up. We have interviews with Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris, and some chief officials at McLaren, but also, Charlie, we're going to be bringing our reaction as we watch it to the MCL 35, the first ever, well, not the first ever, but the first in a long time Mercedes-powered McLaren. But as we're talking about power, Charlie, Red Bull to take over Honda until 2025.
Okay. Yes, I've just read that up earlier that Red Bull are going to be taking over Honda's power units. I've just read up that that's officially happening. The Honda are pulling out the end of the year, so Red Bull are buying out their engines. I don't know what's going to happen with AlphaTauri, whether they'll still use Honda engines going forward. But if Red Bull are going to buy out the Honda factory and potentially start manufacturing some of their engines, then I think potentially.
Sorry, Charlie, we're just going to hand you over to the McLaren Technology Centre because we have Lando Norris speaking now.
Third real of a car. Yeah, third season of Formula One, so I'm pumped and very excited.
You're practically a veteran of the team.
I am.
Your feet are firmly under the table. Does that mean you approach 21 any differently?
I wouldn't say so. I think there's a little bit more of a leadership role I almost have to take. Not like just a leader. I'm not leading the whole team, but there's more things I need to lead upon myself. Take on a bit more responsibility within the team, and that just comes with the experience. It wasn't something I could just do last year. It's something that comes with experience and getting to know the team, getting to know the car, and also having Daniel in the team, a guy with less experience of working with McLaren and the people within. Then that's where I need to step it up a little bit.
I'm fascinated by this dynamic, not just because of the memes, but just to know and understand how it's going to work, because you have been here longer, but he comes with more experience and obviously more podiums and wins.
Exactly.
How do you think it's going to play out?
We have to wait and find out. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. It's an opportunity for us to work together, for me to obviously get to learn from someone different, someone who has scored more podiums and race wins. And my teammate for the last 2 years, Carlos, was extremely good and he helped me a lot to kind of get settled into Formula One and the rhythm of everything. And he was a very good teammate and we worked well together, and that's something that's very important and helped us score some very good results. So the plan is to try and continue that again this year. and work with Daniel, but everyone's different, you know, so there's going to be different characteristics. We need to get to know each other, so it's still early days, actually, here in McLaren, so yeah, time to tell.
And how does the team feel different from when you started with them?
Oh, it's incredible. It really is incredible. I obviously joined McLaren before I started driving for them, so probably like 2 years. So it's been almost 5 years now with McLaren, which seems like a long time, but it doesn't feel that long. And the atmosphere within the team, the mentality was just not dead, but it was just lacking a little bit, you know, and it lacked that enthusiasm and that final push and drive from the drivers, and just that mentality to want to go out and win again. And was a fresh start, obviously, with Carlos and myself a couple of years ago, and it's another one today and this season for us to liven things up, and it's improved so much over the past few seasons. And it's so good to see. Every time I come in, you know, everyone's a bit more smiley and happy, and everyone's very excited and motivated to take that next step and work that little bit harder, try and perfect everything, make the car that little bit quicker every time they can to bring the fight to the front and try and get us back to winning races and on podium.
There certainly is a real buzz about the race, I have to say. Well, shall we talk to him then? Shall we meet your teammate for 2021? Sure. Here he is, Daniel Ricciardo.
So it's time to talk to Daniel Ricciardo now, arriving in the McLaren at the McLaren Technology Centre. We're going to hand you back over to the McLaren Technology Centre to talk to Daniel Ricciardo.
Sounds good.
Hello. Hey everyone.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Great to see everyone. It's great to see you. Did he leave you enough space to pull the guy? I noticed he just made that gap a little bit smaller.
I feel like that's probably the best I've parked in years.
You left the lights on.
They turn off, right? Yeah.
In McLaren, finally. It feels like a long time coming. Ultimately, why did you make the decision to move in?
I just thought the pile would look good on me.
Oh, I mean, I have to say, it suits you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, brings out the hues of your skin.
The complexity,
yeah.
The beauty. Yeah, it feels like a long time ago. I mean, the decision was made, or like, let's say, kind of executed around May 2020. So, I don't know, that's like maybe 9 months ago or something. So, it's been a while, of course, at least in my mind. But now to be here at the MTC wearing the colors, it feels real. And yeah, I was very impressed with, you know, what the team had done, particularly the last, you know, couple of years, and felt like I wanted to be a part of it. And fortunately, the feeling was mutual and made it happen.
Talking of mutual feelings, you've got a mutual love of red wine with Zach, so that probably helped. They went simple because you were out on your farm in Perth with pretty dodgy internet.
Yeah, it was the kind of the most. I mean, 2020 was weird in general, but I was out on the farm, and yeah, like Wi-Fi was limited, let alone phone signal, and here I am trying to like figure out my future and make a deal in these circumstances. And the kind of next person of advice, I mean, I had Blake there and mum and dad at times, and my trainer Michael, but if I kind of got sick of them, the person I was leaning on for advice was either a sheep or a bit of cattle on the farm. So it was I mean, I took silence as goodness. Yeah. So that was that. But it was unique. But I think it also gave me kind of, this sounds a little bit probably like deep, but it gave me the clarity I needed, like just being out there in the middle of nowhere. And obviously, every time you do a contract, it's a big decision, but it was actually nice just to be in that environment and kind of make the decision in those circumstances.
Very calming. Less calming, this is your first ever Grand Prix experience. Tell us about that. Adelaide, 93, I want to say.
Oh, wow, that's good. Yeah, so
research.
It was pretty calming because the main photo I got from that weekend was me asleep on the pit straight after the race.
Just exhausted from the emotion of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously very young to remember, but there's a photo, it might have been 92 actually, And obviously everyone, you know, after the podium goes on the pit straight, and there's a photo of like me in Dad's lap, like that. And I think I had maybe a Jean Lacey hat on, if my memory is correct. And yeah, I was asleep. So with my little earmuffs, so it was a big one.
I kind of feel that you're a bit of a closet McLaren fan well before you even signed for them. Is that true?
Yeah, I've been obviously growing up a fan of Formula One, and you know, as a kid, you remember two teams. You know, obviously being an Italian background, there was Ferrari, which was a team I remembered, and there was McLaren. Obviously being a big fan of Senna as well, and even actually, you know, Alan Prost, getting to work close to him the last couple of years at Renault, that was really cool. But then, yeah, as one of the very first like gifts I bought myself once I was in F1 and had enough money to buy a pair of jeans. The first kind of real gift I got was a McLaren road car. That was still when I was at Red Bull, so I had to keep it a little bit under wraps. But I came,
metaphorically.
yeah, I came, yeah, exactly. I came here as well to kind of like spec the car out, and even going to like the automotive side, everyone was like, you know, you can't really be seen here. So, but I've been a fan of the brand for quite a long time.
And I feel like there are real parallels with Bruce McLaren's story and yours. You know, leaving home at a young age, coming all the way to Europe to chase your dream. That must sort of give it that extra sense of nostalgia and ultimately pride.
Yeah, it's cool to, I guess, come from that side of the pond, so to speak, and really come to the hub of motor racing here in the UK, where, you know, Formula One is kind of so centered around, and to really make it happen. Yeah, I mean, it's like the usual kind of story, like a kid with a dream, and then there you go. But I was, I still pinch myself. Like I think I'm entering my 11th season in F1.
Oh, you're old.
And yeah, but it still feels like fresh and exciting. So
Yes.
that doesn't wear off.
Now, talking of people from the other side of the world, there's a few that just wanted to send you a special message. Have a look.
Hi, Uncle Daniel. I hope you have a good ride. I hope you win. And kiss to Uncle Daniel. And I hope McLaren will be fast.
That's
Kiss,
nice.
kiss. High five. Thumbs up.
Love heart.
Love heart.
Oh.
Aww.
Hope you're well and all is going well with McLaren. Mum and I would like to wish you all the very best this year. Great team, McLaren, lots of history. Stay safe and look forward to seeing you soon.
Wish we were there. Enjoy and hope to come to a race soon. Love heart, love you.
You guys.
That's made me emotional.
You guys.
How are you feeling?
I hate you guys. Oh, I love yous. Yeah, this has been the longest time I haven't seen my family since forever. So, yeah, it's I'm not going to cry on stage here, but and that's my little nephew for anyone that doesn't know. Don't have kids of my own, but I certainly treat little Isaac like he is my own. So I miss. Sorry, Mum and Dad, but I think I miss him maybe even a little bit more. But yeah, hopefully we can travel and get them to a race. We'll get back home soon. But yeah, until then, I guess I just gotta drive fast and make all this worthwhile. I think actually that's like when I left home to kind of pursue this dream. That was really the biggest thing that I kept, like the kind of little, in a way, chip on my shoulder. I was like, if I'm making these sacrifices and like missing family and home, I was like, make it work. So that's kind of motivation for me, really.
Good stuff. Now, as McLaren have an all-new driver lineup for 2021.
There we go. Charlie and Joyce chatting to Daniel and Lando there. What do you think it means to Daniel, Charlie, more to be joining this team at McLaren?
It's going to be a fantastic achievement for him because he's, if you think about it, Ricciardo's been at Red Bull and Renault for the last few seasons. But I think joining McLaren, it's going to be huge because this team is British. It has won many world championships. If you think about McLaren winning the 1988 World Championship with Ayrton Senna, you think this team has got so much credibility, so much history in it. And McLaren are a team that are one of the most successful teams in F1 history. I think they've won, I think it's like over 30 Constructors' Championships they've won. It is incredible how many championships McLaren have won. But I think Ricciardo joining this team is going to be a fantastic achievement. He's a race winner. He's easily a podium finisher with McLaren. I just really hope, come the first race in Bahrain, I'm going to be totally optimistic here. I think Ricciardo could get on the podium.
George, do you think Lando Norris could be a race winner in 2021?
Well, as for Charlie said, I totally agree with him. The McLaren is a very successful team in Britain. Like, say, he must have a bright future since he's had brilliant experience, like Charlie said. I have to say, he might as well have a bright future. I do agree with Charlie. Yes.
Charlie, McLaren, are they going to be compatible with the Mercedes and the Red Bulls this year, do you think?
I think they will. I think Mercedes is going to be the interesting one, but I think they're going to be close with Red Bull. I think the battle for second is going to be very interesting. Red Bull, if Verstappen is good at the start of the season, then I do think Red Bull could fly away. But obviously, it's very difficult to predict. Obviously, we haven't had pre-season testing yet. We don't know much. Haven't got much data about exactly how the cars are going to perform. But I'm guessing McLaren could be up there. And if that Mercedes engine, the Mercedes engine is going to be pretty impressive, especially around circuits like potentially, I don't know, Baku or I know. I mean, Silverstone could be high downforce tracks. I think McLaren do really strong on.
Well, what do you think? What do you expect from the MCL 35? George, we'll start with you.
What do I expect from them? I expect big things from them. I expect if they put up a good competition, as Charlie said. Maybe competing with the Mercedes might be interesting because Red Bull didn't win much, even though they had a strong engine. I think they won one competition or two. Competing with Red Bull is going to be very competitive, yes. But I see a bright future as well.
Charlie, Bahrain suits the McLaren car. It could be a promising start to the season, really, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think Bahrain is a good track for them because they've got... The thing is, Bahrain is a technical circuit. As we know, it's high downforce. Well, it's more like a moderate downforce track. And if you think about it, McLaren last year were really good on those technical circuits. They really put up a very strong fight, especially look at the circuit like Bahrain. I do think McLaren could do well at somewhere like Bahrain or Sochi, because if you think about it, it's all going to be about the setup and about the balance. And also as well, with that new engine, of course, McLaren are going to have an all-new engine in the back of that car. So they're going to have new parts from Mercedes. And obviously, it's going to be very important that McLaren have got to manage their engine components over the course of the season. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to get on some of these more power-sensitive circuits.
Charlie, coming up next, we have the launch of the MCL 35. George, do you think it might just be the best launch that McLaren have done?
Maybe. You never know. There could, maybe so far, but you never know in future. They could launch a better one, but still, maybe so far in their time, because McLaren they're a big team with a big experience, as we all know, right? So, I would say yes.
Charlie, do you have high expectations for the launch coming up very soon?
I do, because to be honest with you, I do, because the other teams have got to do well in launching their cars. If you think about it, I have seen some glimpses of Williams' new car for this year, and particularly Williams' team kit as well, which I have to say, by the way, to anyone who's not watched George Russell and Nicholas Latifi's YouTube video yet of them unboxing the kit, it does look good. It's quite like it's sort of like a purple color. So the car will probably still be identical to last year, but I would want to see what Williams is going to bring. Obviously, as well, you've got cars like Mercedes. They're not launching until March. Will they go the black livery? Will they go back to the silver arrow livery? I don't know, but it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how all the other teams can follow in McLaren's footsteps with their car launches.
Obviously, AlphaTauri would be the next one up on Friday. They could have a lot to live up to, couldn't they, AlphaTauri?
Yeah. AlphaTauri have got a big launch coming up. Obviously, Pierre Gasly will be there. Of course, I know a couple of weeks ago he tested positive for COVID-19, but he's recovered now, so he will be at the launch. Also, Yuki Tsunoda will be launching that car as well and unveiling the AT02, which is the second generation AlphaTauri F1 car. Of course, the team was formerly known as Toro Rosso until 2020. So, yeah, it's going to be a great car. I hope AlphaTauri's livery looks fantastic. Last year's one was pretty special, I have to be honest with you. And I do think AlphaTauri on Friday could really stun us.
Just so you know, talking about the AlphaTauri launch, because of AlphaTauri being based in Italy, it's not possible for us to go. Well, we don't think it will be possible for us to go live to Italy like we can today with McLaren Technology Centre, obviously being in the UK. But we will get that finalised through the week. If we do get permission to show it on streams, then we will inform you of the timings. But Charlie, it's actually the first ever live car launch. There's never been a live car launch before in Formula One history. So today, history is being made.
It is. It is. If you think about it, and I'm sure George and you agree with me on this as well, I think during the pandemic, we've had to get used a lot to virtual technology. And I think for what McLaren have done to organise this all over social media, I think is fantastic. It really brings everyone around the world closer together and closer than ever before. Because if you think about it, we can't, during this pandemic, we can't be there in proper to see the launch. So it's great that everyone around the world gets to tune in, whether it's on their Chromebooks or computers or laptops, on their phones, whatever device. It's really important that if everyone can have a look visually at this car launch, because people can still, on technology, people can still look at the car launch. It would be fantastic for everyone to see what the car would look like in 2021. So I think that McLaren have organised this fantastically tonight, and I think they should be proud of themselves.
I think they really... Yeah, go on, George.
I think they should be proud of themselves. Like you said, I would definitely agree with you, Charlie. We've had to get used to these electrical stuff and trying to watch things online. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Charlie. To you, Jack.
McLaren have a big virtual stand, Charlie, like a big virtual wall with like what I think would be a massive Zoom call type thing. I can't work out whether they're engineers or whether they are fans. I'm going to presume they're fans because I think the engineers will be at the technology centre working today, Charlie, to get everything ready. But what we don't actually realise is the preparation for these car launches is days on end.
It is. I have to say, arguably, McLaren have put a lot of effort into this tonight. They've got the massive wall of virtual audience. That will actually be on Saturday. Just to let you know, that will be on Anton Deck Saturday Night Takeaway on Saturday, that virtual audience. So McLaren are trialling it tonight. And obviously McLaren Nish tonight as well, as you saw earlier, both of the drivers actually went inside. I think they were like some McLaren 600 LTs or something that they actually went in to the sofas to be interviewed. So yeah, it was a very grand entrance for Lando Norris and Daniel.
Did Lando leave Daniel enough parking space?
I think Lando. I'm sure Lando left him enough parking space. I think, given that McLaren McLaren cars are massive, the road cars are massive. I think he left him enough parking space. I wouldn't have thought he'd shut the door on him, to be honest.
No, it's it really is. George is on mute, so hopefully he'll come off mute very soon.
Oh yeah, I have him off mute. I was talking to my dad. Don't worry, I'm back now.
Okay. Don't worry, George. They seem to be pushing this car launch as far as they can back before it's time to go off the air. But we keep bringing you the content until we get the car launch, which we expect will be in back in a few minutes' time. I've been saying that for a few minutes, Charlie. Hopefully it will be up to standards, Charlie.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, this is going to be a big night for McLaren to get this car launched. It's a big night for them all. I really think McLaren have got to really push the boundaries tonight.
But Charlie, we've just got a press conference with Daniel and Lando. We'll be back very soon.
My name is Martina, and I'm from Italy. And who is your pilot for, Martina? I've got a question for Daniel. Far away. So, Daniel, you're now a McLaren driver, a team with a long history in F1 that handled it up. Will you bring with you some Aussies language and teach Lando?
Yes, that is a great question. I need to teach him some Aussie slang. Yes. It's very easy to start with the bad words.
Let's keep it clear.
I want to start with some good ones, some easy ones. I think actually kind of to announce my signing or like the start of the year, McLaren did a G'day t-shirt. So G'day is the first one you need to know.
I think you're all over that, aren't you?
G'day?
Yeah, mate.
G'day.
G'day.
Yeah.
G'day.
Just let it roll. G'day. But I will teach him along the way, Martina. But grazie mille.
Thank you so much. Grazie. Oh, you got a kiss as well. Thank you very much for your question. Okay, next question is for Lando. Hello, what is your question?
Hi, how are you? I'm Giovanna. I'm from Rio, Brazil.
Great to see you. Far away with your question, Lando.
Well, Lando, we've seen you working in the garage on social media. What do you actually do on the car?
Yeah, what do you actually do? That's a very good question. I kind of think it was a bit set up myself.
That's what a lot of people think, and I don't mind if they think that. But I really enjoy spending time with my mechanics. I need my engineers come along too, and we just have some good laughs. And I've always kind of been into that kind of stuff since I was very young. You know, building cars and taking bits apart. I'm more taking bits apart because I can never put it together very well.
Mechanics are like
I
away
leave,
from the car.
exactly. I leave all of that, the setting up to them, but they're taking apart. I like getting involved. It's good fun. We have some good laughs, like I said, and it's just lets them get home a little bit early or back to the hotel, and that's all. So I got nothing else to do at that time apart from go home and watch some Netflix. So I just had to.
The ultimate team player. Thank you so much for your question. Okay, who is up next? Have a look. Hey!
Hey, this is Martin. I'm from Dallas. I was trying to text you and I didn't get a reply, so I thought we'd get on here.
So tell us exactly who you are, Martin, where you fit into all of this.
I'm Lando's old mechanic from back in 2014.
No, don't worry, sir. I don't forgot you. Have you got a question for me, sir?
I think you do. What is your question?
Definitely. So my question to you, Lando, is: have you got any new techniques now that stop you from falling out of the seat?
Can you explain yourself, please? Yeah, what is the backstory?
So basically, it was one of my first couple of races with Lando. He went out for one of his practice sessions, came in after about 3 laps and said he didn't feel comfortable. He's going to fall out the car going around the corners. So we took him back to the team and we ended up Velcroing Lando into the seat so he felt more secure.
Actually Velcroed him in. I mean, what are we talking here? How much Velcro? Did you say little?
I was a little, it was like a strip down the whole of my back. But it kept me in.
And it worked, didn't
it? It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, we won together to win the World Championship that year, so did the job.
So
more people need to try it, you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Use it in F1.
It might have been a danger hazard at the same time, but it worked.
That's true. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Great. Good luck this year, buddy.
Cheers, Darren.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
wonderful.
man. I'll take that for me as well. Cheers.
Okay, and we have got a very special guest to give you a message as well, Daniel. Let's check it out.
Surprises.
I know, it's good.
I hope you're well. I miss you, first of all, and I'm very excited to see you race for McLaren this season. Very curious to see how you would look in orange. Also excited to see you correct.
See you soon.
Now he presumably can help you with your music career.
Yeah,
Just explain your connection with Martin Garrix.
So, yeah, I really got to get into music. So Martin is one of the best and I guess biggest DJs in the world, and yeah, I got to know him. I would say, pretty well. I think it was 2017, and basically I kind of found myself a lot of the time in the August break, in a little place called Las Vegas.
Yeah, think I know it.
Quiet small
Yeah,
town.
just
And,
low key.
and Martin normally has a residency there. So anyway, I think he saw me a lot of the time at his shows, and he's like, "You seem like a fan." Anyway, we got to become friends, and he's probably the nicest guy I've ever met. And this is a really positive kid. Has a lot of energy, as you can imagine, doing the job he does. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get him out to some races.
Amazing.
He's probably more. I think he's better at the after party as opposed to like being in the paddock as a fan. But yeah, we'll try and get him out there.
And I think that's probably your August holiday sorted. You're getting to Vegas, baby.
Oh yeah, you're 21 now.
I've never been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
You should-
Uh-oh.
And it works with Martin because it's Martijn, because he is Dutch and the colour of
There we go.
Holland is.
It's meant to
There
be.
you go. So he's a born and bred McLaren fan.
Wonderful. Now, joining us on stage are the guys charged with keeping these two in check this year. Please give a huge welcome to McLaren Racing CEO Zach Brown.
Time to welcome McLaren CEO Zach Brown and Andreas Seidel to the stage.
Wonderful. Here, gentlemen, I want to get your reaction to the music piece we saw. What do you think?
Well, we have seen some interesting talents, but at the same time, I hope that they race better than they were in the scene.
This is true. Here's hoping. Zach, what were your connections with the music piece? So I think you helped us put that together.
I mean, with these two guys in particular, I'm claiming nothing. That was actually Mark Knopfler's studio here in London, Dire Straits, who was kind enough to let these guys pretend they're musicians, but clearly we need to get back to racing.
Absolutely. Well, now that we've got you with us, shall we look at the car these guys will be driving this year? Does that sound like a good idea? Because this is the...
Okay, guys, it's time that we unveil the MCL 35. We're going to hand you over to McLaren Technology Centre. You're going to see all of our live reactions as we see it.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. There is Charlie, the McLaren, and George, the MCL 35 is here.
Whoa.
Just going to watch now Lando and Daniel unveiling the car.
It's this year's one. The last time that you and I did this in 2013. Yeah. Long time ago. This is it. This is what we put together for you, MCL 35 and 21 car. So before you do take the covers off, you got any thoughts? Is it quicker? That's well, do you think that'll be quicker by race one or not? Not quite yet.
I think it's going to be close, to be honest, but there has been a reduction in downforce, so it'll be interesting to see where the other guys are to them when they get out compared to them. Let's take a look.
Coming to a new team is, I think, really special. But I think the start of any year, just seeing a new car with
There we go, Charlie. It's been unveiled. Have to say, Charlie, the orange livery, the blue, it looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it?
It is. I was a little. To be honest with you, when I saw that, I thought it was very identical to last year's MCL 35. But I'd say what though, it still looks very stunning. I think there's a bit more of the papaya orange in there. Just looks a little bit brighter than last year. And I have to say, I think the car looks quite fresh, to be honest, with its move to Mercedes engines in 2021.
George, how do you like the first Formula One car of 2021?
It sounds good. I'm not really watching it. I'm watching a football game, but yeah, it sounds good.
Sounds good. There we go. We got the approval from Mr. Hayhow. Did we get the approval from Mr. Tolhurst as well?
We did, yeah. McLaren have hit a home run with this launch. I think it'd be really, really encouraging to see McLaren launch their new car for 2021. Obviously, it depends very much on the season. Can this car be fantastic in 2021 with the new, obviously with the current regulations in place? It's going to be difficult, but it's well worth it.
Well worth it. Daniel being asked, Charlie, can they take the? Will they be competable? Should we say in round one? What do you think?
I think in Bahrain, I think they've got a good chance. I think it depends how quick the Mercedes are. They won't have DAS this year, which will be a bit of a miss. They'll miss having DAS, obviously, the dual axis steering, that trickery from last year. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think McLaren could challenge for the podium. I don't think they're going to win the first race, though. That's my prediction. I think prediction will be McLaren, one of their drivers, hopefully will get on the podium.
Will hopefully get on the podium, Charlie. That is a possibility. But will they do it? Well, we're going to have to wait until March the 28th in Bahrain for the first round of the season. Starting in Bahrain, Charlie, it's a McLaren circuit that they normally score good points in Bahrain. Is it an opportunity to build building blocks?
It is. I think McLaren have got a good chance to potentially build building blocks in Bahrain. If they score a podium, it could.
Sorry, Charlie, we're just going to have an interview with Zach Brown and Andreas Seidel again.
Andreas, just tell us your initial reaction. We've heard from the drivers. What do you think of this car?
Yeah, when I saw it first time, I have to say I liked it straight away. Quite a lot of interesting, let's say, updates or changes the guys have made to the car. How much I will love it, I tell you after I've seen the first lap times in Bahrain this year.
Very good point. Now, Zach, give us just some insight into just how hard the team have worked. Because obviously it looks very similar to last year's car, but to accommodate the new engine, a huge amount of work must have gone into that.
Yeah, the 850 men and women here have done such an awesome job developing a car during COVID. So some people here, some people not here, restrictions, working strange hours. I think they've done a spectacular job and just a tremendous amount of thank you to them and their families. This is very much a family team.
Well, let's get the reaction from the fans. What do you guys think? Do you like the car? Can we get a thumbs up? No. I think that is unanimous. Even the dog put a paw up there. You see that? Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just how excited are you about the start of this season? You've got a competitive car, we've got a dynamic duo. How are you feeling?
Very excited. I think we have the best driver lineup in Formula One.
Oh, it's a bold statement.
I think
wow. Zach Brown.
Team job. Yeah. We're so far off the front of the field, so we have a long way to go. But coming off a very strong year, and so we just need to keep our head down and hope that we have more good days than bad days. It's certainly going to get more difficult as we get near the front, but I think we're all up for it.
I mean, that's crucial, isn't it, Andreas? We finished the season on such a high, and to take third in the constructors. How easy or indeed hard is it going to be to maintain that momentum? How do you feel about 2021?
Well, the same as Zach. I'm very excited looking ahead, going into this season now. For different reasons. As Zach said, the team has done a sensational job over winter. It was a big task to integrate the Mercedes power unit into the car, but thanks to great teamwork also with the colleagues from Mercedes in Brixford, It went to plan, I have to say. So, which was really good, and I think we cannot thank our guys enough to do all this while the pandemic is still full on. And then, the entire team, myself, are looking forward to finally go racing with these two guys here, the heroes of our sport. They've put in a lot of energy, both of them, in the last weeks together with the team. Make sure they're fully ready as well from the first outing onwards. And now we simply can't wait to see the car actually on track.
Fantastic. You're all heroes in my book. And just to see the amount of fans, you've got a real community all around the world. What do you tell those fans? What can they look forward to? Motivate them, get them really going.
Yeah, to our fans, I mean, the aim is clear. We want to make the next step. We want to get again a bit closer to the cars in front of us. At the same time, I think you can expect again a very tight battle with all the teams we were fighting with last year. But I can assure our fans that the entire team here at the factory and at the racetrack then is committed, full of energy, pumped up together with Lando and Daniel to give it all again, to put up a hard fight again until the last lap in Abu Dhabi this year, and then hopefully together with the support of our partners, of our fans, we have a great season again. We put up a great show. We have some fun together, and hopefully also some success again.
Here, Andreas, Zach, Lando, Daniel. Look to you instead of Lando. Daniel, Lando, everybody, thank you so much for your company this evening. Thank you to everyone who's joined us.
So Charlie, George, that is it. The McLaren Live car launch is over. How do you react to it? Let's get your reactions, final reactions.
Yeah, just one more thing. I might need to come off mute because a player from the West Ham Sheffield game is kind of injured, so I have to come off mute and do the clap, and I have to cheer him off.
Okay, so we'll start with you then, Charlie. How do you react to the McLaren car launch in 2021?
I thought it was fantastic actually getting to see the car. I've just actually been on Twitter and I've just seen the first photos of it because I obviously haven't got access to Sky Sports at my house, but I have seen the car in person. I have to say, it looks absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. I really love the papaya orange. I know a lot of people a couple of years ago like, oh, the papaya orange isn't that great, but it actually looks really stunning. I'm going to say that this is probably one of the best looking F1 cars I've seen in a long time, actually.
To all of those people who don't subscribe to Sky Sports, Charlie, it is available to watch again on the Sky Sports F1 YouTube channel if you couldn't watch it live. So when George has finished doing his clap, then we get his final opinions. George, how do you react to the car launches?
Oh, I found a good reaction. If people reacted very good, I mean, I have to admit, it's like how the new Mercedes car got launched. So you never know. There are always surprises from one side now and then, aren't they?
Yeah, so Charlie, the Mercedes launch coming up on the 2nd of March. Thank you very much, George.
No problem.
And thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
And we're going to end this live here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this live. We will see you very, very soon for the next video. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and tuning in.
See you later.
See you, everyone.